You need a beverage?
I was just sipping on some what is this? Jose, but this may not be the right beverage.
How was your birthday, Isaac?
Hurry your throat.
Isaac, how was your birthday? Look at you, skin looking good, popping.
Man, I ain't slept since May. Well, April 30th, so not that good. But thank you.
April 30th.
Wow.
You are neglected.
I'm over it. That's why I'm so drained. I'm over
Your voice is deep.
I know, right? Hanging out with Spike too.
I was about to say that's funny as fuck. Spike Reed.
Spike rubbing off on me.
I know. I was say, wait a minute, what's going on? Like, I mean, light skin my type, but I mean, like, talk to me like that.
That's funny. Light skin ain't my type. What was I going to say?
Voice though.
Well, giving Barry White. What was I going to say? Have y'all been working on any new stuff, Isaac?
Yeah, we haven't done no shooting. We're getting ready to do a soap opera though. We decided to do like a continuous comedic soap opera. It should be kind of cool.
That's it.
So that's the route we're trying to go. I mean, we've done like 10 films, but we need something that's going to be a little bit more like grasping to the people, shorter episodes. People that can just catch, hang in there and continue with it.
That's good. That's real good. I feel like that's where everything is. I mean, not everything. A lot of stuff is headed when it comes to the digital world and content creation. Those shorter watches, but good quality short watches. So I'm also working on that for our up and coming stuff to make it more quality based. So, I don't know. It's a lot to still talk about, but to be honest with you, I've been kind of tired myself catching up on a lot of things over here. And I told you guys about the dog and all that good stuff, but all that unfortunate stuff. But I think the main thing we can probably cover is the XSCAPE battle. Isaac didn't see it. We saw it. And then other topics that you guys may have. Isaac, you were ready to probably head out to bed after this, so I don't think you have anything that you can directly.
It's whatever.
You have any topics you might want to bring up that you might have saw? I mean, we missed I asked you a question and I'm talking, but we missed the whole Derek Chauvin plea. Well, we missed all that.
We went through that on my show, so I was like,
okay, good. Somebody covered it. You guys covered it at least.
Who was that? Clearly I'm out of the loop.
George Floyd's a murderer.
Oh, right. Sorry. I'm sorry. I wasn't listening very clearly.
I'm like, I don't want to revisit. Like, there were some really dark moments in those weeks. There was a lot of people that died and all that. You know what I'm saying? Just more incidences and stuff. So it was dark.
Yeah, still a lot. It's still a lot going on. I'm hearing about stuff going on in India.
Yeah,
Pakistan, right? The virus. It's a lot. The subway tunnel in Mexico crashed down on folks. It's just. I don't know. I did get over our break though, and I did think I mentioned we're recording. We might use a lot of this. Actually, it's just a candid convo. But I did get to check up on them. Little Marvin and Lena Waithe on Amazon Prime, where the African American couple moved into the Compton neighborhood back in the.
I saw that shit.
Okay, I didn't want you stopped me before I said the year because I didn't want to sound, I wanted to be correct. But yeah, okay, you saw it, but you didn't really enjoy it.
I didn't see the whole thing yet. I'm almost done, but I'm at it's very lots of like crazy looks. Have you seen it?
Yes, I'm on. I've seen the whole thing.
Over this.
Yeah. It is a lot of that.
Come on.
But I feel like that came from those. You talking about those real close-up shots?
Yeah. I'm tired. I'm over it. Like, and what is wrong? What's really wrong with you? Like, what do we call it?
So 10 days, and I actually thought about doing an after show for it. My little curl is still dripping, but I thought about doing an after show for, a short just watch for the different episodes for the different days. We still may do it for those interested. Hit us up, Privilege Show DM. But yeah, what I will say is that I feel like it was the first experience that I saw on an American Horror Story level coming from Black producers and creators.
Yes, and I congratulate us for leveling up.
Mm-hmm.
However, it's still a little over-dramatized.
Got it. So what I liked about it, and Isaac, did you see it yet? Them, you probably didn't see it yet. Them on you so busy working on your own sets, you don't have time to watch other shit. But them on Amazon Prime. Have you seen it yet?
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's been, I've been catching up on some watches, and that's been one of them. And a couple other ones, low budget, but yeah. Anyway, them, I feel like they were great. I give it out of 5 stars. I give it a 4.5. And I say that because I haven't seen the story told in the way that it was told. The cinematography I feel like was great. I actually did a report on that for school, LA Film School. But we talked about the cinematography and how it was shot and the storyline and all that. I will say, Seth, to your point, when you talk about being over dramatized, I felt like one point it was hitting on racism, but then there was also introduction of demonic spirits, which I think threw a lot of people left. Because it's like, okay, if you're going to stay with racism, let's dig on that, make it 5 days instead of 10 days. And then next season, give us the ghosts or whoever's in the basement. Right. So, it was interesting to say the least. So that's one of my...
Like for African Americans, it's like our horror is slavery.
I've read that in a couple forums. I read that.
The supernatural. It's like, it's the worst parts of horror all in one. So it's like, it's not the white man, it's the ghost that's going to get you.
Keep talking outside.
Which is scary as hell. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God. But yeah, I'm at the episode at the end where she slaps the shit out of the white lady across the street.
Good for her.
It's a good moment.
Yeah, it's a good moment. I gotta see it. I gotta start watching it.
Because at that point, you're like, I mean, would you just shut your ass up? And it's
I'm glad she did. Yeah, and I'm sorry, I'm glad that she did because it seemed like it took a long ass time for her, like you said, to get there.
Yeah,
you on day 6 already. I think when you see it, these women, Caucasian women, got the whole parental board sitting in front of their house with radios and loudspeakers and all type of stuff playing just to intimidate them. So it was pretty good. What would you guys say that you've seen recently that has caught your eye, or it could even be something in your own work, Isaac, or what have you seen that's been cool over the last few weeks since we've been on break?
Seth, go ahead. What you seeing, Seth?
Thank you.
I am watching The Nevers.
He want to come out so bad, but he's not ready.
The Nevers.
The Nevers on HBO. It's about this group of women called the Touched. And the Touched people, they're women and men actually, are people with special abilities. And they are kind of ostracized. It's like I guess they're in London or England somewhere. And it's this utopian world where Black and brown people live as equals too. So it's one of the shows, but these women have special abilities, and you can tell like the people in charge are trying to figure out what they want to do with these people. Do we want these people to live amongst us? Should we enslave them? Are they real people? Should we be afraid of them? So it's pretty cool. I like it.
You
know what else I like?
What?
Okay, so That Damn Michael Che. It's called That Damn Michael Che. Michael Che, who's the head writer at SNL. Funny guy. And he has it's a sketch show, I guess you could look at it like that. But he's not that kind of a comedian. He's very laid back and very like textual, likes to talk a lot, but they made it work. Like his comedy and then the little act outs are pretty funny.
Damn, so that Michael Che. Damn, that Michael.
That Damn Michael Che.
That Damn Michael Che. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. What is it on?
It's on HBO, and I watched the whole thing in one day.
Oh, really? Okay.
So you binge watched that real quick? Yeah. That's a good one. Anytime a friend tells me that they binge watch something, I'm like, yo, I'm on to that.
Oh, it's so funny. It's so inappropriate. It's
and we need some of that right now. We need some inappropriate comedy going on. Another one I'll say is I've seen the X-Men, the New Mutants. I've always been an X-Men fan, but this one goes a little bit again, says they're digging for more stories and reaching to higher levels when they're telling these new stories. So I guess this specific one is about younger mutants, but they're at a hospital before they go to the actual X-Men world or dorm, but they find out where they're actually at is not a hospital. They're running tests. Yeah. Anyway, 5 stars. Out of 5 stars, I gave it maybe a 2. So if you're an X-Men fan, definitely check it out because I wouldn't miss any X-Men things just because I'm a fan. But if you just need something to watch, put that last on the list. Isaac, what have you been watching?
I haven't been watching much because I've been ripping and running for the past 2.5, 3 weeks. But I did see Mortal Kombat.
That is another hot one.
For me, I thought it was good, but when I talked to people like Spike, or people that actually like movie buff, they said it was terrible. So I don't think I missed something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've been hearing that. It's random.
I'm not a big like X-Men, like all the Marvel stuff. That's really not my thing. You know, so I always tell them that's not really what I'm interested in. So maybe I just thought it was good when it wasn't.
Well, X-Men, Aquaman, that's as far as I go. Like, you know, when they start going, like, maybe King Kong, Zilla, whatever that thing. Yeah, I watched some of that too. But I did hear those mixed reviews. I think about that. You know, I heard more people say that Mortal Kombat was actually good than people saying it was bad. I haven't seen it. I do want to watch it for myself because, you know, it was a childhood classic of us growing up on Sega Genesis, was it? Yeah.
Was it Genesis?
Sega Genesis, yeah. Or Super Nintendo. I'm thinking Street Fighter, my nigga. Anyway, we're giving away ages and all that good stuff. So we're going to pass that. But yeah, another hot thing that's been buzzing on the web, the everywhere, has been the recent Verzuz battle between R&B female legend groups SWV and XSCAPE. Insert clip. What did you guys think about it? Isaac, I know we talked briefly. All of us talked briefly. You didn't get to check it out, but are you a SWV? Who was your money on if you would have to say?
Mine personally would be on SWV. I'm more of an SWV fan. That's fine. Those songs have more impact for me than XSCAPE did. I see Seth shaking their head though.
I'm ready for and Seth, who was your money on?
Messed up. I was an SWV fan as well, and XSCAPE was not my steez. They had the songs about that. I couldn't relate, but I congratulated them on them being able to sing and this, you know, their stage presence. But man, Coco did not do her thing.
Really?
I don't know if she lost her voice or she was sick, but she did not sing well.
Also, they were singing as well. Like, they weren't just playing the music, they were actually singing along.
Yeah, it did a little portion where they were just kind of like just doing a slight lip sync. And then one of the girls mentioned that Coco was upset with herself because she couldn't hit the notes. I don't know if she was sick or something, but she just, it didn't sound good at all. And I'm like, Coco could sing, you know?
That's okay. That woman has a voice. She always has had a voice.
You know who stole the night? I have to agree. XSCAPE won this one.
Even with Tiny still involved? Just kidding.
Funny.
Well,
she sang.
Tiny stole the show.
She did, but you know who really stole the show was Tamika. At the end for understanding that whole little. I didn't know she could sing like that. She sings to me better than her sister.
Really?
Better than the Applehead.
I agree because I think that the
you know what I mean.
What did you call her?
The Applehead. You know the one that got the Applehead.
Full face?
Yes, full face. That she comes on the screen right now.
She was a fan favorite back in the day. I think they wanted her to be like, because she was built and she was sexy, and they wanted her for sex appeal, and they gave her kind of like more shine than everyone else. But, her little sister can blow, and I'm surprised that she wasn't the one that was the lead singer.
Agreed. I said the same thing. Yeah. She sounds amazing. Really that's a different perspective, Seth, because when it came on, I'm like, why is Coco acting like such a diva? Like, what?
She was, right?
At least the first 20 minutes of it, she's sitting on the couch, like, you know, it's her, y'all see it. She's sitting on the couch and she's just not really involved. The other two SWV members are talking and, you know, across the stage.
Turned it up, I think, to overcompensate for her lack of involvement.
Got it.
That's why that girl said, she goes, you know, she was like, I want to congratulate my sister I know she feels bad because she said she couldn't hit the notes, but you still here, you still doing your thing. And I was like, oh, so y'all having a moment.
I see. Okay, I see. And that's
sick. Maybe something's off with her. Maybe she lost her voice, you know?
I hope it's temporary and then she didn't just really lose her voice because that happened too.
Yeah. And, you know, drugs do that. I'm not saying that.
No, I don't know if she's doing that. I don't know. But you know,
drugs do that. I didn't say
they do that. They do that. They do that.
No more.
Who don't?
Whitney. Mariah.
Yeah, no, she don't. You know, but yeah, I will say that I am a huge Mariah Carey fan. I don't doubt that. I can name off at least 10 songs.
I was never a fan of Mariah Carey for some reason. Like, I know she has a beautiful voice, but I never really was.
She's also biracial.
What that mean? Well, just jump because she's biracial.
Well, you know, like Alicia Keys, like, you know, it's supposed to be.
I like Alicia Keys. I like her voice. You know, I like what she sings. I was never a Mariah fan. That's just me personally. You know, maybe I was
Alicia Keys.
It was a Whitney Houston thing. I was more of a Whitney fan.
Same.
I never choose sides. I don't know.
But you can't see now. You doing a versus battle between Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey. Now that ain't fair. That's not fair.
That's a serious versus.
It ain't. That's a serious versus, and I'm sorry. Yeah, that I've never even. I was about to say I couldn't see that, but I could see that. I definitely could.
Yes.
Although Whitney debuted the 80s and Mariah was the 90s, very early 90s, 92ish, or I don't know. But anyway, around that time. Yeah, hit after hit after hit after hit. So shout out XSCAPE, shout out SWV. Our privilege show, we say that XSCAPE won, and that's 2 out of 3 vote. Issac is in rule of SWV. Issac, what is one of your favorite SWV songs? I think I know, but I'm going off of probably the world fan favorite.
Which one do you think?
Week or Rain? Week or rain.
Week.
Yeah. Or Human Nature. That was a good one.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, I agree. Especially from the Free Willy soundtrack.
I just like the fact, like, to me, you know, growing up, like at that age, it was like those were like the first like seriously black women that made me go like, damn, like these women is shit. Because it wasn't that they were so like they weren't like really dressed up. They were kind of edgy, kind of hood in a sense.
Yeah, I agree.
They were
like the average everyday black girl, and I thought that was attractive to me.
I thought about that. Agreed. Props to that, Isaac. Because as I was watching Verzuz, and I'm sure you'll agree too, Seth, I was looking like it's good to see this now, and they've been around for over 2 decades. But these are chocolate women.
Yes.
Chocolate women.
You know what I'm saying? Both groups chocolate women, and it's like, yo, they representing and they still look good.
Tiny's not chocolate.
No, she's not. She's not chocolate. She's white chocolate.
Is she?
She's biracial. Another biracial. Don't do too much.
Well, we trade Tiny in for the biracial.
Oh, because of the recent.
Hold on, to be honest, it ain't got nothing to do with the recent stuff. Like, I was just talking mess, but it ain't got nothing to do with what's going on now. I was never a Tiny fan. Even from XSCAPE, that was like my least favorite of all of them.
She did do one little She did do one thing that I did like on this last little thing.
You said she stole the show, right, Seth? I mean, she did her thing. Mm-hmm. Okay. Was she singing? You mean, or just being her personality?
She can sing. She can sing.
Really?
She's really good. Yeah, and I remember that about her.
I remember it, but it's so overshadowed by Latasha's. Huh?
She didn't sing much in the group. Like, she was always background, wasn't she?
She had she's shy, and I watched the interview finding the previous night.
She ain't shy no more.
No, she's not, but she still, you can still tell that she hasn't changed much when it comes to interviewing and being live as a performer, but she was always, I feel like a lot of the voices were overshadowed by the bravado of the Latasha Scott, the sister. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the heavy.
She was good.
A lot of good singers in that group, so that's about that group. It's like even Candy's good.
Yeah, I was just about to say even Candy can blow.
Yeah.
Now, Candy can sing. Candy can sing. Because, our people take it to another level. When you said she could blow, never mind. She could sing. Candy could sing.
I'm sure she could probably blow, too. Good for her.
Yeah, she got the bedroom candy and dungeons. It all speaks.
Something goes on.
Okay. She's a dungeon? I didn't know about it.
Yeah, she's talked about that.
Sex dungeon.
Yeah. With the thing that pins you up, it spins around and all type of voodoo.
Hey, you know
all
what?
type of stuff. Y'all know how to do that.
I don't know. Good for her.
Yeah.
Happy.
How did you feel before we jump off of this versus? How did you feel, Seth, about Candy performing "Bills, Bills, Bills" in that moment where SWV kind of was like, "Okay, Destiny Child, okay, we see y'all." Like, how did you feel about Candy performing that because she wrote it?
Well, I feel like Candy needed to say, that obviously XSCAPE gave her the platform so that she could become a songwriter and write for other people. And that's how Candy's made her money. Made her money off being a songwriter,
Agreed.
That. So I think I love that when you can say, I'm going to go do something over here, but it's still a collective win for the group. And I think that's the way I loved how they all joined in together and they were rooting her on. Because can you imagine what that was like in that moment when she's like, I'm about to go write a song for Destiny's Child.
Right.
Probably made some people feel some kind of way. So to circle back and to see that they're all celebrating her in that moment, saying that this came out of what we've done, to me was very fitting and how you want to see the wins when you all start something. Yeah. Because when I become amazing and famous, I want y'all there too.
Right. We doing it. I was just about to say, reminds us of the support that we give each other already. You know what I'm saying? Like we already famous. We already there and we support like we are. Like, yo, whenever y'all got something, I'm dropping it, sharing it. And we talk about it on the show. Click the like, click the heart, share it, story, whatever. We see y'all. We see those who do. We see those who don't. And it ain't no shade either way, because we gonna do what we gonna do. Guys, we're built for this. Anyway, I'm not gonna preach.
How'd you feel about it?
Oh yeah, because I was about to carry.
Because it felt a little shady for a second.
Well, you know what? I felt like because I'm looking at SWV's reaction, and the way that they said it a couple times. The first one, let's take it back. They said when XSCAPE sang "Isn't My Living in Vain" by the Clark sisters, SWV, somebody said, "Oh well, that's nice. We love the Clark sisters. They some singing sisters. Well, here's our church to It's like, Okay, so that was one, and then the next one was what we're talking about now, where Candy, for those listeners and viewers who are tuning in, Candy on the Verzuz battle between XSCAPE and SWV, she, throughout the middle or towards the end, decided to pull out what they will, her battle card of Bills, 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 a song that she wrote for Destiny's Child. And so she performed it by herself and standing up, performing and singing all the lyrics as if it was her song. And throughout the clips, you see SWV kind of just, singing a song and kind of making a mimicry of it. Like, okay, Destiny Child in the building. Oh, you can say certain things, but leave certain things out. You don't have to say that. Like you're throwing a little shade, It
was shady. Yeah. And she was like, they in the building. It was like, we like, Beyonce where? Like,
right. Where's Destiny Child? You're fooling the viewers.
Yeah.
I know Verzuz, it's about like, if you write songs for people who are not born that, right?
Yes.
Maybe because it's Destiny's Child. It's like, all right, we're doing a battle between XSCAPE and SWV. Why you gotta throw the Destiny Child card in there? I guess
they didn't get the memo because Teddy Riley and to your point, Teddy Riley and Kenny Babyface Edmonds did the same thing. They sang songs and then they played songs that they produced or were featured on. Same thing with Nelly. Nelly brought in stuff that he featured with other people. So it's commonplace to do this.
Is it because they were all solo and then this is a group? Is that how they're looking at it? Like maybe because we're in a group, don't try to. I don't know.
Well,
do on Verzuz though. They all bring it. If you got a win up here, you bring it in.
That's true. I mean, and that was a win.
It's like SWV didn't get the memo. I think they didn't get it because they were like Destiny Child's in the building. We've been knowing the baby since we were 14. It was like
that's the other part.
Yeah, no, that.
who asked.
Yeah, that's the other part. Like, why did you have to go into all that? Like, you know, it's like, okay, it's almost like an Aretha Franklin Beyonce comment. You know, it's like, okay, I'm not gonna argue with you. You know, I ain't even gonna say that. I'ma just, hey, love them.
All they really had to say was, "I love that song, Candy. We were so happy for you." And we forgot that. That was a little tense moment.
Yeah,
I've seen it 4 times, so it's like every time I watch it, I see something else. And to be honest with you, I feel like XSCAPE came to have fun. They were celebrating. They were sharp. They were dressed right. They were ready. And SWV seemed like they just got together yesterday or the day before. And they weren't as cohesive. And
correct.
They felt the pressure. They felt
the
pressure.
The most put together one was Taj out of SWV. When you talk about put together as a female, as a male, not even just female to put pressure on females like that, but males as well, don't like to see men's asses hanging out, perform or not. Taj, for on the female side, she was dressed. She had the right stuff on. She could move. The other ones always love to wear, and it's been previous performances of that I've seen SWV, even live one time, where they like to wear this form-fitting black, where they could hardly move. And Coco in these tall heels, and her bottom half is bigger than her top. You can't do all that. Yeah. You know? So
they're really uncomfortable. You can tell that they feel uncomfortable in what they're wearing. You know, so it's like, you know, if you don't like the way you look or you don't like the way you present, it's time to change it. Like, we'll see you in preparation, and you just work out or something. But you can see that, you could tell that they were not comfortable in their own skin, which also, you know, that's why you got to be 100% ready.
No, agree with you on that.
Stay ready, so you ain't got to get ready.
Get ready. Yeah.
Ain't that what Sugar Free said?
No, that's a good one. Sugar Free is a real G. I'm gonna just say that, somebody who had to be tired on that set was DJ Spinderella.
I know, right?
Then DJ A1. DJ A1, if you guys haven't seen it yet, tune in. We're talking about the Verzuz battle between XSCAPE and SWV, 2 legendary iconic groups from the 90s and beyond. DJ A1 was spinning for the beginning of the show, and then Spinderella, they both did their thing. However, DJ A1, as you see, he's behind XSCAPE, and Spinderella's behind SWV in these hot-ass lights for at least an hour. You know, Spinderella looked tired. She looks tired, as you guys could see. She's ready to go. But anyway, overall, great battle. I love to see it. And
I like Spinderella. I always have.
Oh yeah,
shout out to her. Good for her.
Yeah, shout out Salt and Pepper too. Like
relevant, still doing a thing as a woman DJ. You know what I mean?
Come on, fell off. I mean, technically, he hasn't fell off. Yeah, and I mean, when you think about this, looking at it as overall women, I'm pretty sure you can agree as well, Cess. It feels good to see these artists, not just XSCAPE and SWV, but even Spinderella, Salt and Pepper, Queen Latifah. It feels good to see artists that we've rocked with for many years now still getting their credit and getting, you know, they're just due. So, and they look good. You know, whether heavy or not, you know, they look good.
I went in there every part.
It was kind of shady, right?
Got a little bit.
No, you know, don't do that. You know, it's been 4 seasons, and I've been called the shady one of the show. But I agree, they did prepare sets. They had a couple weeks to prepare for that. And Candy wasn't gonna be on there looking a fool. She on Housewives.
But Candy's not looking a fool at all. Like, she still took care of herself. Regular.
She was
now, Jermaine Dupri did show up for a brief second to do Just Kicking It. I did feel like I noticed an awkward moment where Candy was standing all the way over to the side. And it's like, he's on the other side. You ain't got to. And then when he leaves, she kind of comes back in closer to the group. Awkward for an affair that happened years ago. Okay, no, she's happily married with children, one from a previous situation, daughter, Riley, and now a little boy with Todd, one of the producers of. Speaking about Speaking about Housewives, and before we let you beautiful people go, Porsha Williams has been in the waves in social media these last few days, and what I've seen with my own eyes, and maybe you guys, Seth, or anyone listening can tap into our page, Privilege Show Instagram, houseofentertainment.com. Porsha Williams posted a picture of herself with a man a few days ago talking about how she's happily married and he was divorced prior to them getting together. And
engaged.
They're engaged.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're engaged. Not even just together; they're engaged, and so she's been getting a lot of fire about this thing. And
Why?
Well, because she's engaged to a man who belonged to a woman that was introduced on the show as her friend.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So they've been together for a month, and he's been divorced for a month or two.
1 month?
1 month.
So to me, it sounds as if they had affairs before they were.
That's what people are alluding to.
It's what it seems like. I could be completely wrong.
It's what it seems like. And on camera, the girls go over to what's the girl's name? I forget the girl who's married to the guy. Go over to the house and she's like, "Ooh, this is nice," So people are thinking back on that moment where she went into this woman's home and saw how she was living and was like, "My son could go, my baby could go there, my mom could go there."
Oh my God.
Work. So when she got an opportunity to get with him, that she did. And the post that he's talking about is Porsha, Nubu, and baby daddy. And apparently she knows the man through her baby daddy. The baby daddy does business or something in the vicinity. So that's how she knows him. And I guess if baby daddy's cool with it, then she feel like everybody on her side is cool with it. And one thing she's trying to explain is that though she did introduce the woman as her friend on the show, that's how producers cast. Like you have to be brought in by someone.
Right.
So saying that it was all business when she brought her in. They weren't really friends and they were acquaintances. So no harm, no foul is what she's trying to say. But but women are saying it's a girl code thing.
Yeah.
Is that new girl code, or has that word been around?
Girl code is don't mess with your friend's man. You know what I mean?
There's a whole site on Facebook about women that they post the men that cheat or like the men that you're seeing.
Wow.
It's like this is your man or something like that. It's pretty crazy.
Wow. Like a cheaters, but just like he just left, here he is.
Right, like let me know and y'all dating this dude. This is my man, or this is
I can't.
I mean, for the most part, if you think about it, I will just say this, for heterosexual people, I'll just put that out there because that's where we live in. If women banded together, men who like women could not really get away with much if we stuck together. Now, so that's where the whole girl code thing comes from. If we all do what we're supposed to do, we can force you guys to do what you're supposed to do. Now, if she's a little light in the ass, then you mess with her, and then we can't teach you the lesson. You know what I mean? Because you were supposed to learn. You were supposed to be out here lonely, busted, and disgusted when I you. You weren't supposed to get with my friend because you wanted to be on this reality show anyway, and she has a peach. So now you're really on this reality show, and you're a businessman in Atlanta, so this would be a good look for you. So, today it's like we're supposed to be like, that was messed up what you did with my girl Fallon. But girl was like, well, I could do something with this man. And that's the problem.
Well, there we have it.
That's how I introduce people to my man.
Girl code exists, bro code exists.
Like I haven't like certain women I've dated, I have not met any of her friends. No, I'm not doing that. Because I know women and I'm just not doing it. I'm like, wow, sometimes you got to keep a good man to yourself. Yes. In this world that we living in.
You don't tell them, no, I'm telling you, if you tell them your business, what you got going on, how the money, with the bedroom, there's literally someone that's like, great, can't wait to meet him.
That's right.
There's a number right there, give that to that dude, and 9 times out of 10, something could happen and you would not even know. Men
are very weak on women. It's very sad.
Especially if someone's aggressive towards you. I'm sure you guys don't get that a lot.
Not all the time. No.
I just shared with a couple people over the last week. Pussy runs the world, I guess. You know, I don't know if it's the grip. I don't know what, but it does have men make some not so sound decisions. You know, and I mean, and it could go the other way. I mean, it could be the D may drive some people. Who knows? I don't know. But
I mean, women.
I was like, if you got me out here showing my ass and I'm talking about a ring, then he must be amazing at everything he does.
Right. I mean, I just know women rule the world. That's how it's been from the beginning. Like, I mean, you know, it's kind of like if I own a house and I'm married, why am I on the couch? Because women control shit. It's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just
fact.
That's just, I mean, men sell drugs. They go to prison for behind women. They try to buy cars, homes, clothes. Everything is about trying to look good for a woman. You know what I'm saying? If there was no women around, there'd be a bunch of dudes wearing trash bags.
No, I agree. That's a good coming from a good man's perspective. You got women who do the same thing. You know, it's women who cashing out because we all doing the same thing. But my main thing that I take away and that our listeners and viewership is that women do ultimately run the world.
They do.
We wouldn't be here without the birth canal of a woman.
Right.
So, you know, without getting too controversial in conspiracy theory.
I mean, that's what it is. Like, I'm pro fellas. I'm also pro women, but I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, the truth is the truth. If you can't see in front of your face, then you're just blind. It's right there for you. You know what I'm saying? Women give birth. They carry babies. Like, what are we missing here?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy to see a woman pregnant and then give birth and then just snatch or not so snatch right back. It's like, yo, you would just had another life in you. Mm-hmm. It's weird. It's amazing. I would say it's interesting, not weird. Excuse me, not offending anyone, but I find it very interesting how life is and how how the word labor really makes sense when it comes to a woman.
Right.
You know,
I mean,
who has children.
Than men. Like the fact that women give birth, they're stronger than men. I mean, men might be physically the superior when it comes to lifting weights or whatever, but for the most part, women are built stronger than men. Internally.
I saw that. And maybe you guys can help me piece it together before we bounce. I saw a picture or something where it was saying they had it wrong. The man was holding, the man was holding the woman. Something, either African picture or ancient Egyptian picture talking about, you know, the coming up of man and woman. And it actually had the man holding the woman as if she was the one, you know what I'm saying? And in the picture that was depicted that they showed us that was not necessarily true was the woman holding the man. I'll send it to you guys and make sure you guys see it, or we'll post it on our Privilege Show page. But I thought I might have knew off top, but no, it's pretty deep. It's pretty deep, and it goes to that same perspective.
That's like one of those things where Jesus is white things. They push Jesus as being white, right?
Ooh. Yes, they do.
Women were in power in those times.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So maybe they tried to reverse it to make it seem like the men were controlling when really it was the women. So
I mean, we were heads of state. We were people who were in power at a certain time until we were colonized.
Right. Mm-hmm. I mean, I always say I want a woman who's smarter than I am. Like because I know it's like you're only as strong as your weakest link, right? If I'm the weak link, I know we're great. I love women who be smarter than me. You know what I mean? Can give me advice on what I need. I mean, come on. I mean, we all love our mothers. You know what I'm saying? Men do. So why would you not want a woman that can actually help you or guide you to the right direction? This is what it is. This is how it is.
You're smart. Yeah. I was looking at this guy's, he had a meme and he had this diagram of split down the middle. It had men and women. And he had in the circle, it was like all the things that both men and women benefit from. And he had like, companionship, sex, et cetera, et cetera. And over here for the women, he said, treated like a princess, protection, free dinners, someone checking on you. And over here on this side, he had question mark. And I said, that's not true. I said, if you pick a real woman, you have someone that's supportive, somebody that will encourage you. Right. And it might also be a breadwinner and contribute as well. Very true. But you have someone that can speak life into you, someone that can bore your air. You know what I'm saying? I was like, and if you pick the right one, you can pick a person that treats you like a king and you get all the spoils.
Right.
So I said, you need to learn how to pick a woman that's right for you. And all the comments changed because at first they were like, yeah, I can't think of a good reason to have a woman. That's not true.
What?
I can't think of a good reason.
Yeah. And I mean, and then you saw how even the guy who posted it, yeah, that's true. And my ex wasn't like that and stuff like that. And I'm sitting here and these guys are older than me. And I'm thinking like, that's interesting. You know, I would at least assume that someone that was more mature, that had some dating experience, would know that at some point there's a certain type of person you want to be with.
Yeah.
At some point.
No, it's true. Women tell me all the time, like, it don't matter how old a man is, they be immature. Like, maybe 65 years old, he can be 25, the way he's acting. You know what I mean? It's how it is sometimes, right?
Yeah, at least date younger, you'll get some abs and low body fat.
Right.
That's funny. And, you know, we talked about that in our previous episode, the polyamory episode that's blown up on YouTube. Check it out if you guys haven't. We talked about that, and you talked about, you know, people waiting too long until it's too late to find a good mate or find a good partner or companion, you know, or something that works, you know what I'm saying? And so I mentioned companion and partner and that in addition to relationship, because it always don't have to be a relationship.
Right.
Companionship is what I feel like, and a few people commented I don't want to say older demographic, but from our older listeners, excuse me, a few of them were saying who were in their older age was like, yo, how was it? When you get older, it's not about sex. It's not about what someone can do for you. It's just about knowing that someone got your back, and someone that's solo, like a single person. It's not like they got your back and 50 other people's back. It's still almost an exclusive type thing with companionship. So I feel that too.
Well, I have a question. When does sex get old? Like, I mean, like, because I know people say it gets old. Like, that's not what it is no more. We're together. We're happy. But so when that old is old. Huh?
What you say? Their
penises stop working.
I was gonna say either
like when it gets old, you know what I mean? Because I don't like. Is it because y'all spend so much time together, you no longer are physically attracted to each other, but you still live with one another? I don't understand how that works. Because I've never gotten old of sex. I don't know how it's gonna work for me.
You haven't been with someone long enough.
So what?
You haven't been with someone long enough, probably.
Okay. Well, I one time went for 10 years. 10 years, we were still on some for 10 years. We were active on a regular.
That's a long ass time.
It was a very long time. Well, for me,
how old were you guys though? How old were you?
I was like 25 to like 30ish. Yeah, like 35.
Those are good sex years, though.
Oh, are they? Well, I'm still running good on mine. I'm past that now. So let's go.
Hey, you know, I was going to say, maybe from a woman's perspective, do women get tired?
Yeah, do they? I mean, because after a while, a guy might have the same moves.
Yeah.
Right? Or I mean,
y'all, most of y'all have the same moves. It's the same.
First of all, I don't. Hold on, let's
I'm a choreographer / creative director, so you know.
Not talking about y'all, but some people I know, I feel like there's a class that they all take. You're like, oh, okay.
Right. Well, hold on. Now. Women have said before, like, you know, I like to talk to women. I'm in conversation with women about men. I'm wondering how this works as far as like overall how men are. And she does say that, well, women do say that a lot of men are the same. You know what I mean? They do the same exact things. Luckily for me, I'm not that dude. So it was good for me to hear that, because she's like, well, they're like, you're not that type of guy. I'm like, I know I'm not. But I guess that it's kind of typical. It's just the in and out, the same old.
You know,
go ahead.
I feel like, because I was thinking, like, do y'all talk to each other? Where do y'all get this from? Because it's all the same. But I really just think that people are just watching porn, and they think that's how you have sex. And
that's not how you have sex. No. That's not it, fellas. That's not it. Like all the pounding you're trying to do on a regular all the time, that's not always gonna work out for you. Okay, and that isn't the move. And the move also is trying to get yours first. Let's be clear here, fellas. It's not about trying to get yours off.
Oh no!
Can we at least take care of the woman first, please?
Yo, listen. This is good combo. I was going to share. You it's the perfect explanation. It's time and place for everything. Bang Bang Ski Skeet, that's sometime. And then that Honey Love, I will never say 3-4 hours all night long. You hear people saying that, and I'm like, who really doing that? Who's going into the middle of the night from 12 a.m. to 6 in the morning? Like,
I mean, you know what that
talk
is?
to me about that if that happens.
You go through something, you calm down.
I figured.
You get back up.
Now, Puff said he once had sex for 24 hours straight. Now, what that is, though, that's called drugs.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's you're on drugs. Y'all up all night, all morning long. Y'all are getting it in just because.
Wow.
That's not typical unless you're out here doing drugs.
The body can't handle that, and you can't walk the next day. You're done.
No, I agree. Now, what I will say is that I feel that couples should be open enough to try things out with each other. I will say that, so that things don't get boring. Don't get boring. The flip side to that is you don't have enough couples actually talking about that and being open enough to share those things. So people can get past some of those insecurities. Tank tried to crack it open, and we're not going to crack it open this year, but he tried to crack it open, and he got a lot of feedback in a negative way from our community specifically. And it's unfortunate because a lot of y'all out there are getting y'all ass ate, and you just don't want to say it. So anyway, thanks for standing up. Tank, you like the way I said that?
Facts. And
I mean, and then they try to
out here getting they dick sucked by
all day.
Let's keep it.
I mean, but I get it. Okay, let me say it because the listeners and viewers, I get why someone would try to hide that they're doing those activities or what, they want to talk about it. But it's like, we got to break it before we can really make sense of it. And so it could stop being a thing. Like if people, especially our community and culture, stop putting so much on one aspect of certain things, like we could really probably grow. We would probably be talking and having other conversations about how to grow our wealth and businesses within communities and shit. Instead, we're worried about who's homosexual, who's cheating on who, why men get their butt ate. Like, come on now. I feel like sometimes our culture spends too much time on the silly shit. And it's like, y'all know y'all doing it anyway.
That's the thing. At the end of the day, it's still getting done. So who's doing it? If everybody's on this side making fun, talking shit, then I mean, it's really big on this side of the corner over here.
Yeah, but it'd be so stupid because the girl would be sitting next to them or something, or you'll see a girl will be sitting on a woman, and they'll end up putting the shit out there.
Yeah.
I don't know why he said that. I don't know why she. Okay. So, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, thank y'all for tuning in to it. Wait, let me repeat that. Take it back. Jose Cuervo catching up. Thank y'all for tuning in to another socially charged, debatable, and dope. I really had fun with this episode, y'all. Very freaking candy, yo. Love it. I feel recharged after our break. We've all been busy working on project. Issac Hayes, his birthday just passed. He's not even caught up on that. As y'all heard him say, he hasn't had sleep since April 30th. Cecily Jamelia has been out and about since COVID is, the world is opening back up, as y'all say. You had an event over the last couple of weeks. How was that before we go? How did that go?
My event was spectacular. And I met with a woman for lunch today she said that was one of the best events I've ever been to.
Oh, good.
Awesome.
Yeah,
congratulations.
And that's what's needed. So to tell us a little bit about, before we go, what was it about, or what did you do? Just so we shared the privileges. It's your privilege.
I would be happy to. So we created a kickoff event for something called the Amazing Friendship Run. It was in honor of Stan Cottrell. He's a 78-year-old Goodwill ambassador and runner. Guy's got 3 PhDs. He's just a very, very smart guy who has been running around the world just for what he calls friendship runs. And these friendship runs are just ways for people to gather together, to come together for goodwill, kindness, and friendship, regardless of race, creed, sexual orientation, et cetera, et cetera. He's been doing this his whole life. And he felt like right now, the state of our country, this was something that was needed. So he began running over the weekend from Los Angeles to Washington, D.C. over the next 100 days. And so people are referring to him as the original Forrest Gump. So character. So we did a kickoff event in Malibu, and it was also his birthday. So we wanted it to be extra special. And we had a live auction that was amazing. And we had Anthony Anderson as our host for the
Oh, that's nice.
So yeah.
Wow, shout out Anthony Anderson.
Y'all showed up and showed out, didn't y'all? Showed up and showed out. I like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. And the cause is awesome too. And Forrest Gump is a throwback, one of my favorite nostalgic Tom Hanks movies.
Right.
Yeah. So that's awesome, Cec. Y'all keep doing y'all thing, y'all. I feel like, we've been busier this year than last year. And last year we were pretty busy too, right? On a different level. But yeah. Getting busier, y'all. But thank y'all again for tuning in. If you haven't, please check out our previous episodes of The Privilege Show on Apple Music, Spotify, the Household Entertainment app, which is free for iOS and Google Play devices, YouTube, householdentertainment.com, Instagram, The Privilege Show, Facebook, The Privilege Show. And as always, stay up, stay safe, and we'll catch y'all next week.
Yes,
peace.
Sir.
All right, talk to y'all later. Thank y'all.
Peace.
Bye.
All right, peace.
Bye, y'all.